Hello, welcome back to Drunk Storytime with Quefish. I am Quefish. I am departing from Good Omens for this story. This one is actually long. This one is actually going to be 2 videos, which I have absolutely no guilt about because how many videos have I done on some other series, right? Right. So, but I am branching out from Good Omens for this one to a fandom that I'm actually not even a part of. But the story is too good. I enjoy it. The story is fun. I know that Magnus Archives is like a big thing right now. I am not into it. Not because it sucks or anything. I'm not against it. I just never got into it. But my friend IneffableAlien started a small crack series, and it is hilarious because every once in a while, even though it's not my fandom, I'll go over and I'll read Alien stuff because I like Alien's writing. And this one had me laughing so hard, and I'm like, okay, I gotta video this one. So this one is, again, it's Magnus Archives. It is mature. This is called A Magnus Archive of His Own. It's metafiction. I'm probably going to get the voices very wrong, like at least with Good Omens. I mean, I have a basis to build off of. I have Sheen and Tennant and, Ham and all of them to kind of loosely base my voice off of. So I'm probably going to get these wrong. But, so this is a selection of comments from Elias Bouchard, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Actually, I'm going to say Bouchard. I'm going to say Bouchard. I like Bouchard better. Elias Bouchard's AO3 page. User is Secret Scotsman 1818. So this is like his what do you call it? Like his front page, if you were to go and look at his profile. So fandoms: real person fiction 46, historical RPF 37, Jonah Magnus fandom 24, Jonathan, I almost said Fishwave, but it's not. It's Fanshawe. Mordecai Lucas, the Lucas family, RPF 9. Recent works: Tattoos of Memories and Dead Skin on Trial by Secret Scotsman 1818. Explicit MM complete work. Jonah Magnus, Jonathan God, I'm not going to be able to not see Fishwave. Fanshawe. Jonathan Fanshawe and Jonah Magnus. Jonah Magnus and Jonathan Fanshawe. Angst and Porn, Twisted and Fluffy Feelings. That is like Twisted and Fluffy Feelings. That is... Sorry, what the heck is going on with the cables and shit? Anyway. Twisted and Fluffy Feelings, that's Alien. Pining, eye licking. Anal sex, oral sex, historical, Regency romance, fix it. Dr. Fanshawe is ready to walk away from this relationship. Jonah Magnus isn't going down without a fight, but that doesn't make him averse to going down in other ways. Wonk wonk. How badly did that just... This setup drives me absolutely bonkers. Maybe one day I'll get like a real camera And I'll like stick it over there, like on the desk where it should be. Part 5 of Like Fingers on a Hand, the Beating Heart of the Physician. Words 6767. Comments 2. Kudos 8. Hits 239. Only the Lonely Can Play by Secret Scotsman 1818. Explicit MM. Jonah Magnus fandom. Mordecai Lucas, the Lucas family, RPF. Mordecai Lucas and Jonah Magnus. Plot? What plot? Porn without plot. Unhealthy relationships, anal fingering, face fucking, face slapping, historical codependency, bets and wagers. Mordecai smirked. Jonah, he said, when will you learn that you'll never win a wager against me? My dear, Jonah perked, pinning him with his gaze while slinking closer. When will you learn that I never play to win? Mordecai Lucas collects his due. Comments 2, Kudos 11, hits 184. Only the Lonely Can Play comments. From Solitaire at Sea. Wow, I always lurked on this site. Not a fan of the social media aspect. But I wanted to tell you I made an account just to comment on your fix. I'm something of a history buff myself, and the subject of the Lucases is a special interest of mine. The detail you pack in your writing is impressive. Obviously, I liked it for other reasons too. You hit all the right buttons, lol. Anyway, I hope that wasn't too strange a thing to say. First time commenting, I'll be rereading this. Secret Scotsman 1818 replies, thank you for the comment, Solitaire at Sea. Interesting handle. For what it's worth, I doubt many fic writers are put off by compliments to their writing. Wink. To the contrary, words like yours are what feed us. I regret that there is no private messaging feature on this website. I have regretted that so many times. Feel free to reach out anytime should you wish to discuss history in earnest. Next story. Keep It Down Now, Voices Carry. That's a good song, actually. By Secret Scotsman 1818. Explicit MM. Jonah Magnus, Mordecai Lucas family. Dubious consent. Rough sex. Size difference. Abandonment. Sad wank. Historical. Dark. Not the dark. Mordecai is afraid to be seen and known. Jonah is afraid to be left alone, unseen. At least they have fear in common. Comments 4, Kudos 7, hits 436. Comments. Solitaire at Sea says, oh my god, this made me feral. I'm so glad I made an account so I could subscribe to you. I have never slammed Kudos so fast. Why don't your fics have more Kudos? I can't believe that I just got your titles or song lyrics. Oh, are they all? Only the Lonely Can Play. Only the Lonely Can Play. Tattoos of memories and I have no idea. Clever. I'll have to follow pop culture better to keep up with you. Lol. You weren't kidding when you said this was dark, but that's right up my alley. Again, your attention to detail astounds me. It's interesting how you explored the psychology of Mordecai's fear of being known in such a way that it felt like you knew him. Excellent as always. Secret Scotsman replies, I am truly beginning to look forward to seeing your username in my notifications, knowing that you will flatter me like this. I love it. I can't wait to see what amazing things you will say to me today. I hope you were able to return to a sufficiently domesticated state in a reasonable amount of time. Wink. Sadly, there doesn't seem to be much call for historically accurate Regency pieces on here. I dare say I would garner more attention were I to write some slapdash smut about someone else's fictional characters. You're not wrong. Thank you for respecting my work. I'm entirely sure that respecting is what he was doing to it. Of course, as a student of Lucas family lore, you know as well as I do that there was no knowing Mordecai Lucas. Wink. 2 emoticons and 1 reply. Look what you've done to me, LOL. It is appreciated. Solitaire at Sea replies, this may be a bizarre comment, but you remind me of someone I know. It's not a bad thing, I promise. Wink. I would never get 2 winky faces out of him, though. Lamau. But seriously, happy to flatter anytime. Too bad we can't talk more in private. Secret Scotsman 1818 replies, do you do Discord? Gasparoonies. So I hope, this is chapter 2 by the way, I hope that I'm able to do voices differently enough that I don't have to keep saying like who is speaking. But I'm starting with Solitaire. This is the beginning of your direct message history with Solitaire at Sea. Secret Scotsman starts. Are you all set up? Is the application making sense to you yet? I think so. This is not something I do, so thanks for bearing with me. Of course. What makes it unusual for you? It feels more formal, obviously not only because of the words, but because Secret Scotsman uses capitalization and punctuation in much the same way that I do not on Discord. Whereas Solitaire at Sea writes far more like I do, but with considerably less ellipses. I don't really seek out people to chat with, lol, online or otherwise. A solitaire player indeed, smiley face. You have no idea. Oh, I don't know. I'm quite good at reading people. People watcher. As you say, you have no idea. Wink. I have to ask, as much as it might oh, he's using ellipses. He is me. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I have to ask, as much as it might disappoint me. You write fan fiction, and you use this text thing. I'm thinking you are probably a lot younger than me. We can't chat if that's the case. LOL. One can never be too careful online, I suppose. But no, I highly doubt I'm a lot younger than you. Let's say I'm something of a fandom grandpa. I'm old enough to remember Journal Fen, for one thing. Okay, I have no idea what that means, but it makes me feel better for some reason. Same. I am, however, curious as to why you would be so disappointed already if we couldn't talk. Smiley, smiley. Oh god, that was an awkward thing to say, wasn't it? Oh, wait. Damn, you do not miss a trick, lol. I am detail-oriented by nature. I don't know. Sometimes you feel like you know someone. I know the feeling. And I'm not easy to get to know. It's my own fault. I mean, I usually prefer it that way. Maybe I'm projecting. We literally just started talking. But you feel like someone I could let in a little. Just don't take it personally if I don't open up right away. I understand. And far be it from me to be the type to push people's boundaries. Smiley. I can't help but wonder if me actually reading this out loud is dumb. Because it is very back and forth dialogue-y. Starting with Solitaire. Thank you for listening to me vent about my family before. I know it was a lot to dump on an internet stranger. Wait a minute. He was using... Wait, I used the wrong voice. He tricked me by using capitals. Thank you for listening to me vent about my family before. I know it was a lot to dump on an internet stranger. There is truly no need to thank me. However, I consider myself lucky in having no family to judge my proclivities. It's not even just that it's men. It's complicated. They'd have a problem with anyone I got in a relationship with. So, am I an internet stranger? I hope not. I mean, we've only been talking a week, but I really look forward to it. So maybe I said that in case you felt that way. For the record, I think we may be on the same page, Smiley. I see you discovered the shift key, wink. Ah! Ha! You really do notice everything. Perhaps take it as a compliment that I am interested enough to look. Oh, that was smooth. Now I'm grinning like an idiot. Good. The capital letters are because I'm on mobile, unfortunately. Yeah, and that's pretty much me. Oh, why is that unfortunate? On my way to a work thing. Actually, I should go in, but I'm talking to you, lol. Just a meeting, but I'm not looking forward to it. I shouldn't keep you from it. Well, I wish you could. The person I'm meeting with really does not like me much. I find that hard to believe. God, I think you are trying to kill me. Shot through the heart. And you're to blame. That's not in there, but it should have been. Lol. That was in there. Elias Bouchard, and I kind of actually hope I'm pronouncing that improperly, smiled fondly at his desktop monitor, thoughtfully stroking under his chin. Then he froze. He had a problem. Actually, he had two problems. First of all, he had not felt this attached to someone in a long time, and he considered it a weakness. And secondly, Elias had not looked at him. Elias was enormously powerful, but that did not mean his powers came effortlessly. The world was a big place. The internet was arguably bigger. Elias would not even know where to begin to look for Mr. Solitaire. Global technology complicated eldritch metaphysics. It wasn't as cut and dried as spying from a painting or a magazine or even a tattoo. A tattoo? Is that a thing? Without knowing where to aim, Elias was liable to follow the sight of his stock avatar to any corresponding image's search result around the planet, jumping in the oval dotted eyes of Discord's generic slight smile might land him someplace really horrible, like a server for horny podcast fans or something. So, aliens server. Just saying. Elias had considered dropping a picture of himself in the message. That would undoubtedly be the easiest way to sate beholding and his own gnawing curiosity. But the impropriety of such a presumptuous act. Elias's need to know was in direct conflict with everything he knew about contemporary courtship. Rousing him from these thoughts, Elias's office doors swung open to reveal Peter. Elias quickly minimized the window on his screen as Peter slumped down in the chair across Elias's desk. "Elias," he said by way of greeting. Elias frowned, then remembered that frowning causes wrinkles, and fixed his face. Right. He had asked Peter to come. "Peter," he said, his eyes, not these, I have a feeling, traveled down Peter's body, and the frown returned severely when he noticed how well fed Peter was. "Did you just eat one of my staff?" Peter threw his palms up and smiled with all the sincerity of a multi-level marketing boss babe. "I did not," he reassured him. "It was a statement giver." Elias sighed. An adequate compromise, he allowed. Elias leaned across the desk and steepled his fingers in front of him. "Let's get down to brass tacks then, shall we?" "Anything you say, dear." Peter looked down at his phone halfway out of his pocket before tucking it back in. A blood vessel in Elias's temple twitched, but he continued. "I wanted to offer you an opportunity to become more involved with the Institute. All to your benefit, of course. There's a very good possibility that within the next year I will need—" "What are you— Would you stop looking at the time on your phone for 15 seconds? "What?" Peter's head shot up as he repocketed the device a second time. "You're good. I'm listening." "Infuriating is what you are," Elias snarled. Nobody took a blowtorch to Elias's seemingly infinite supply of cool quite like Peter Lucas. "You've always been an awful listener. That's why I divorced you." Peter scowled. "No, I divorced you because you are a jealous, possessive, angry little man-child who needs constant praise and attention." Elias shook with rage. "You have paid more attention to that phone in the last minute than you gave to me in over a year." "Well," Peter sniffed, pale eyes flashing, "who told you it would be a good idea to beg for attention from one of the lonely?" "Beg— You are a disaster at being lonely, and you know it." Elias seethed. "And how dreadful must that be for you, Peter, knowing that you secretly crave companionship, and that I saw that, and that I am the one person on earth who would have ever given it to you." A slow grin spread across Peter's face. "I'll have you know I met someone," he said calmly. Elias paled, then tried to cover for his abrupt loss of momentum by sounding uncaring. "You did not." Peter tilted his head teasingly. His expression was agonizingly cheerful. Elias realized he had stood up at some point. He flattened his hands on the desk and narrowed his eyes. Then he turned his sight and reached into— No. Elias was not doing that. "He wants me to look," Elias thought spitefully. "He knows it is literally killing me not to know who he's seeing. But then if he's telling the truth and I see it, then his patron gets to gorge on my reaction and I'd rather starve." "Get out of my office," Elias snapped at last. Peter stepped to the door, then paused before leaving. "So, lunch tomorrow," he guessed, "to hammer out the business details?" Elias threw a hefty Eye of Providence paperweight at the door, which Peter barely avoided by scrambling to exit and slammed the door behind him. Elias grabbed his bespoke suit jacket and crumbled it into a tight little cushion. It was the perfect size to scream into. Chapter 5. So this is more story and chat. "Wait around a while, I'll Make You Fall for Me" by Secret Scotsman 1818. Mature. M.M. Mordecai Lucas, The Lucas Family, RPF. Jonah Magnus. Misunderstandings, angst, hurt, no comfort. Unhealthy coping mechanisms, ficklet. A study in words left unsaid. Comments. From Archive Instigator. Damn. I'm not gonna lie, I don't get the whole RPF thing, but this one sucker punched me right in the feels, and whoever you are, you deserve to know that. Can't believe you made me soft for Jonah Magnus. Cheers. Thank you, Instigator. I don't know what to say. I've never cried at a fic before. I'm gonna DM my thoughts, but I know how much you like getting public comments. Smiley face. Smiley face back. Hey, sorry I didn't leave a longer comment on that fic. It kind of shook me up. You're such a good writer. Thank you. Tell me why it affected you so much. Also, how was your meeting? Just as bad as I expected, so I was already feeling low. Okay, this is going to sound nuts. I really relate to the way you write Mordecai, and the story reflected some of my past relationship. That saddens me about your meeting. Also, it doesn't strike me as nuts. I do a fair amount of projection myself. Nor does it surprise me that you can relate. You remind me of him sometimes. In my research, I mean. Haha. Oh, lol. That should have been obvious what you meant. I'm slow. Haha. You're not. Suffice it to say, you're clever enough to hold my attention. You put yourself down a lot. Maybe. My ex-husband would say I think too highly of myself. Lol. I've certainly seen no evidence to support that. You were married? Yeah, it didn't end well. I can relate. Really? My former spouse has no use for me. I'm quite the villain in their eyes. She's an idiot then. Thank you, heart. Ooh, did I just get promoted from a smiley to a heart? LOL? Ha! Don't let it go to your head, please. More chat. What a day. Do you know what? Often when I feel stressed at work, I find myself looking forward to messaging like this when I get home. It feels really good to hear that. Why was work bad? Well, I had multiple departments. Sometimes being an authority figure feels much like I imagine it might be to be a nanny. One is not exactly thanked for helping people achieve their full potential. People don't respect those who are just trying to run a tight ship. Exactly. May I ask what it is you do? You may. Did I lose you? I work in non-profit research to the effect of preserving elements of history which would otherwise be lost to antiquity. Hence my interest in niche historical figures, I suppose. Wow. Non-profit. You're a really good person, you know that, Smiley? And smart. Good God, I can never get over how smart you sound. I try. I may or may not be blushing now, for reasons entirely unrelated to this conversation, naturally. Wink. Naturally. Wink. Turnabout is fair play. Let's hear about your work. Nothing that interesting, I'm afraid. Basic import-export. A perfectly respectable trade. There is something else I'd like to ask, but you may think I'm too forward. Please ask. I want to tell you things. How deliciously refreshing. I want to know things. What do you look like? Oh. I guess I have avoided sending a pic or anything. I'm not exactly a model. I've been called a bear. I don't think I'm fat, but I have plenty to hold on to. I hope that's okay. I'm 6'5". Oh. Is that a good O? Yes. Oh. Well, good. Wink. What color are your eyes? Gray? Blue? Very light. Depends on what I'm looking at. Truthfully, you sound like my type. Your turn. What do you look like? The opposite, lol. Slim, 5'8". Hoistable. When men say they're 5'8", that means they're closer to 5'7". Innocent. Liable. Fine, I'm 5'6". Oh my God. Why would you feel the need to hide that? You're almost a foot shorter than me. Climb me, please. Listen to me. Are you listening? That is so unbelievably sexy. LOL. Please, I can't abide so many compliments. You have to stop. Don't stop. Weak. I don't plan to. Climb me. Hoistable. Gosh, it's so funny. All right, I'm going to do one more and then go on and we'll put this on hold for another video. So, new story. Like a river flows surely to the sea. Teening up. M.M. Mordecai Lucas and Jonah Magnus. Modern setting. A.U. Coffee shops and cafes. Out of character, self-indulgent, tooth-rotting fluff. The author regrets nothing. After his parents disown him for being gay, young Jonah is forced to give up his silver spoon and work as a barista. I don't think I've ever said that word in a normal way. In order to pay his way at the Magnus Institute of Fine Arts. Every day he watches the same regulars come and go until a lone stranger arrives on an otherwise gloomy day. 6 comments, 29 kudos, 1 bookmark, and 273 hits. Archive instigator says, "Oh no, I have never read a coffee house AU unironically before, and oh God, what have you done to me? I'm soft, soft, soft. How? How dare you? Bless." Scotsman replies, "Ha! I never imagined I might write one, ironic or no, smiley face. Thank you for commenting." Strangely not her, says, "Long-time lurker breaking out of the woodwork to tell you more of this, OP, I'm serious. In the notes you say you don't want to put off your subscribers by doing something so different from what you normally write. If you want to write fluff, do it. There's nothing wrong with it, and you have a gift for manipulating emotions. I was invested, and I just want your Jonah and Mordecai to be happy." Scotsman replies, "You are too kind. Admittedly, I was not expecting the support I'm receiving. Thank you." Solitaire comments, "This put such a smile on my face the whole time I was reading. What an unexpected treat. I didn't know this was a thing. I might have to read more of these alternate universes. You've set the bar pretty high for them, though. Geez, I wish I was better at commenting. Kind of intimidating to write out what I think for a writer to read. Lol. Mood. I really felt for Jonah in this. Oddly seemed to reveal more of him than the historical fix. I'm delighted to see you writing something that would seem to point to being in a positive place. Smile. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Listen, hear me out. And I know I'm about to sound like a serial killer for what I'm about to say because I've clearly put too much thought into it. But, I mean, you write about the history surrounding Jonah Magnus, right? So the way I see it, although we've never discussed location, it's not like you might be in America or something. You're either in England or Scotland, so an hour from me, tops, or 8 hours driving. Probably the latter going by your username. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but honestly, I'd be fine with either. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, and I swear I won't be offended if you say no, do you want to meet? Yes. And I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to pause. And then the last chapters I will put on another video. So, again, I know that it's kind of an odd format to read out loud, but I hope that I've been doing it in any way honorably. God, I haven't even had that much to drink. Anyway, a Magnus archive of his own by IneffableAlien. We've done chapters 1 through 7. We have 8 through 12 left. So, I will see you in the next video. Bye!